And they're off. Green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed, napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Can he pressure Dino into a mistake? Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jadlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Diener all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
McKay's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do that side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jadlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate K's across the line.
Gilish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.
And hello viewers, and welcome to round 2 of the MSR Copa Montana League here at Galeao Airport, and as always joined by WMDR Martin.
Greetings.
And quite the interesting track we've got here tonight, a very open one indeed, and I think one that will definitely catch even the most experienced of drivers off here. So I'm very curious. A very short circuit. I think I was seeing 1 minute 10s and above. But a very interesting, some very hard braking zone, but some very long straights indeed. In fact, a single straight.
It is an absolute slipstream fest, and it's one that's much better than the one at the other airport track, which shall not be named. Yeah, it's I think we're going to be seeing a lot of onboard shots like this tonight. A lot of people just sending it into the hairpins, and you might think that locking up into the hairpin is a big safety hazard. Well, there is one that's actually worse around here, and that is that final chicane. Just in the final 10 minutes of practice alone, I saw 3 people pile into that inside line tire barrier, and believe me, it was not pretty. So that's going to be very interesting if we see that in the race. If you have 10 people slipstreaming behind you, you may well have 10 people on top of your car by the end of lap 1.
That does potentially open my eyes. As you say that, Martin, we've got multiple cars off in this exact section.
That rejoin as well, that was a scary one. Somehow, though, Keza holds it on the track without getting spooked and sets a provisional P2, is immediately downgraded to provisional P3, with the top 2 only being 3 milliseconds apart, already into the 108s. That's amazing.
Yeah, that could have ended a lot worse, though. Yeah, Ultimate K is very lucky indeed. But yeah, as you were saying there, it's just so easy to lose the car. All of these cars, I would be surprised if they weren't running 0 or 1 downforce, especially on a track like this. We saw people running 0 on the last track, and that was still just as well, I think some people prefer it with the low downforce, so I wouldn't be surprised if we now see everyone running their low downforce. So that last section is definitely going to be difficult for some drivers.
Now, you mentioned low downforce. What I'm seeing here is a low-quality livery. I mean, this is clearly not a default one. So what in the world have they done to this car that has nothing on it except for just 2 colors?
I don't, is this Xevious and who's that teammate? Xevious and Eddie. So that is I mean, at least it's 2 colors. It could just be 1. But that is a.
Speaking of P1, we have another new personal best and well, session best with Matt's on provisional pole, almost into the 107s. They're just getting faster and faster. I'm sure a bit of slipstream involved with that one as well.
I can still hear the noises, by the way. That did not fix the. So I apologize if you can hear the dings. That is your guys' comments coming through.
We also have some identical lap times here, but they are changing quickly. Currently, Keza and Eddie with, well, it says the gap is identical, but Eddie is in fact 1 millisecond slower than his opponent. Ricky now provisional P2. Andrew outperforming his P8 merchant self, so it looks like he's quite competitive in this car in general. Arid P4 is a nice surprise. Exus, though, is definitely going to want to put in some more effort. He is 18 seconds off the pace.
Is that a green livery?
It's a little bit of green.
The moisty band. You know what? So far, I think this might be one of my top liveries. Yes, there is green, but I do like the moisty bandit stuff on the side and back.
Both the slowest and fastest driver in the session have just improved their PBs. Matt's still not quite into the 107s. We'll have to wait and see if that is possible as he comes in for what I assume is new tires. And there you can see Exus just struggling with the car. Yeah, hopefully he's going to get that sorted before the race, because if you spin out here and there's not too many incidents up ahead, you're going to have a very, very lonely race, as there's really not that many opportunities to gain time on your opponents other than profiting off of the hole that they are punching in the air in front of you.
I was looking in the chat, we've got Kaiser's fan club has entered. Hello to those supporting Kaiser, and a lot of people supporting Video Gamer Guy and King Kodiak. So looks like
Kodiak's still in the top 10. He's doing quite well for himself.
Yeah.
As Ricky now the first into the 107s, 107.919. Very impressive lap.
That new livery of his might be giving the upper hand. Oh, Eddie, that is very much on track limits. I've driven this track once, funnily enough, on the same track as King Kodiak and Video Gamer Guy in a casual race. And I can say that especially those inside corners can be very strict sometimes.
Wait and see if this is an improvement for Eddie as he comes across the line. Does not appear to be. He stays behind Keza in 11th. You can see some drivers up ahead weaving a little bit to get some heat into those tires. I'm sure that will help a bit since there's not that many corners. You can see someone off the track there, not quite sure who that is. But Video Gamer Guy now up into P4. If he manages to stay there, that would be a career best over at MSR. He is still a rookie driver, of course. Binding returning to the league just behind Warlord, doing quite well as per usual in P6 as things stand. In the back, we have Fennec. So did he actually get disconnected or what happened to him?
I mean, I haven't actually seen him on track, and I am noticing it says 20 drivers, so we do have a full grid of drivers tonight.
Absolutely beautiful, as is that quite sleek livery. Might not be the funniest one of all time, but it's definitely got some style to it, as Ricky continues to be the only driver in the 107s. Matt's trying to rectify that as he's overtaking a car, but that previous lap, definitely nothing to write home about. That would have only been good enough for P19. See what Fennec is up to as he tries to set his first time lap. Meanwhile, Keza, one of the top contenders for the championship, down in 15th. He is not enjoying qualifying so far, but there are still 7 minutes left. As you can see, Fennec going quite sideways through that corner to set his first lap, and it's about just about 100th of a second behind X, so not crazy far off the field, but he'll definitely want to improve on that.
Yeah, some context on Kaiser as Fennec, I
turn right to go left.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a blue livery, so imitating Doc Hudson there. But yeah, with Kaiser, I do know some context to that. He got the excuses out early when I was in the VC with him, as he says he has done no practice until he started up the lobby tonight, since he's been a very busy person traveling around. So
well, no practice. Let's just see how many corners this track has. In fact, we'll go on board with.
Fennec loses the rear end.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes one mistake to ruin a lap, of course. Let's go on board here with someone who's about to start a lap. I think that should be Video Gamer Guy. So now through start-finish, we're heading towards turn 1. You can see others getting out of the way, so no slipstream for Video Gamer Guy on this occasion. First heavy braking zone. It's a sharp right-hander. We saw Fennec doing his Doc Hudson impression there just a moment ago. You can see very, very tiny curves there. That's more just of an indicator as to where you're supposed to go if the cones disappear, which they will not because we have that turned off for this session. It's one corner so far. A bit of a kink coming up just ahead, right before the next hairpin. And this is just a moment where you can kick back and relax if there's no one around you. Make sure you don't fall asleep as you approach the next heavy braking zone, which is right here.
Hard
Very
on
sharp.
the brakes.
And then hard on the throttle as well, keeping to the mini curbs. So that was the second corner. Now we have another kink. And right after that, it's just a chicane. So you have 2 corners, 1 chicane, and 2 kinks. That's not really all that much you can practice for.
No, but it seems to be catching a lot of drivers out, that's for sure, as I saw another plume of smokes. As he was 5 tenths down, he's only 4 tenths off of the current provisional pole, which is Ricky, who's the only one in the 1 minute 7s at the moment, posting a time of 1 minute 7.9.
Yeah, I think Ricky knows that, and he's trying to get some very helpful slipstream off a Video Gamer Guy. It's always best to get slipstream off of someone that's on a similar pace to you as he gets out of the way, leaving Ricky to his own devices. Currently still on provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. Fennec still languishing around in last place. Trouble not too far ahead. As, I mean, we do see that those drivers typically don't get the most practice in as well, but they definitely get some standout performances in there from time to time. Meanwhile, Xevious up into P6. He's managed to leapfrog the likes of Binding and JD. Eddie and Keza, though, still stuck in the midfield.
Now, one thing that definitely has to be discussed, the track limits on this track, a very, very interesting one. If you're a casual driver who drives this track, which would be very surprising, you would know that you can pretty much drive off onto the grey patches. However, the MSR stewards tonight have deemed that the grey patches are outside track limits. So if you have all 4 tyres on the grey bits, as Ricky provides there, that could be a potential penalty in the future.
Well, that's going to be an absolute pain for the stewarding team to look at post-event, but Ricky has now improved his provisional pole position. It's now a 107.8. That's looking increasingly difficult to overcome for the other drivers, as Mads and Andrew, his nearest rivals, Andrew almost half a second slower, and Ricky here improving by another 10th provisionally with no slipstream. I mean, I do have to wonder, with the track limits that you just discussed, how many will actually be ignoring that in qualifying?
Yeah, I think some tickets will definitely be put through on the stewards, as some people will probably provide some evidence.
And he does improve yet again by 38 milliseconds this time. Lost a little bit in the final sector. It's now 107.7. Down to Captain now, who's showing us his best donut drifting skills. That's no longer a position belonging to Fennec, as he has managed to promote himself up to P12. I think Ricky probably won't be setting any more laps now. He's in the pits, and there's barely enough time left to set another lap. With the entire top 12 within a single second. So this is definitely promising to be an interesting race. I am expecting a lot of drivers here to start forming groups at some point in the race. Question is, will these groups stay together and cause any safety cars?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, all it takes is one driver at the front. Oh, that's a spinner.
Yeah, that was Trouble. Actually, no, that wasn't Trouble. It might have been Exus. Yes, it was Exus. See, I saw the green and I thought Trouble, but it is in fact Exus now with the white and green livery. That's definitely not going to be any sort of personal best lap for Exus. So let's go ahead and take a look at where Keza currently is. He's getting some slipstream off of his one and only teammate. Out of the second hairpin now into the final chicane, the most dangerous corner on this track. You can see some very different lines from the two.
Oh, and he's lost the rear end!
Oh. And the barrier has found it, and that's, it's led to a pileup.
Do they return to pits in time? There is another group that are about to go out.
Yeah, they're all in the pits now, so I think maybe one or two drivers impeded by that. Very, very unfortunate, but that is the risk of pushing it in the final corner, and there's another car pushing it just a bit too much. That is King Kodiak down in 13th with a double spin. Matt's still currently out on track in P2. Can he still dethrone Ricky? This will be his final attempt as the countdown has begun for the end of the session. Still a 10th behind. He has to gain half a second now in these next few corners.
I'd say just keeping it within track limits. They're just on the white line.
It's the final braking zone of the session for Matt. You can see he's very cautious, very careful into that chicane. Not absolutely sending it. He is sending it on the outside, on the exit, however. But it's not enough to improve. Matt's out of the running for P1. Next up is Escher in the pearly white car. Navigating those same final few corners. Actually, no, he's entering the pit, so that's the end of his session as well.
So that is Ricky with pole, putting it just ahead of Matt in second place, Andrew in third, Warlord in P4. Oh, I've Video Gamer Guy in P5, Eddie in P6, Xevious in P7, Binding in P8, JD in P9, Fennec in P10, Jedlin in P11, Ultimate Kaiser in P12, King Kodiak in P13, Ared in P14, Cuckoo in P15, Escher in P16, Trouble in P17, Burns in P18, Exus in P19, and Captain in P18. P20. How did I go to 18?
We have two P18s. That's a new one. Yeah, they're all just getting their setup and pit strategy ready in the next 2 minutes.
It's going to be a rolling start, so hopefully while they do that, I'm going to see if I can get my stream deck sorted again. Hold on, if I try that now.
Our P17 qualifier Trouble says he was just barely invalidated on his lap while being 4/10 ahead. Could have put him in 9th place. So Trouble will be holding you to that. You better finish P9 or else.
I reset my stream deck, then it should connect.
All hands on deck.
Yay, there we go. I do have my buttons now.
Wonderful. As you can see, the helicopter there not giving us any actual footage because you can't use that camera in this game. But definitely hanging out there.
I can try put our helicopter cam on our chase cams while we wait.
It's been a while since I used it.
Yes.
As the countdown gets started for the formation lap.
Put that. Oh no, that's the replay. What button's the safety car on? There we go. I got it eventually. As everyone moves off. Oh
yeah,
god.
This is just the lap where people generally let their tires get extremely cold. So you always have to make sure that you're extra careful once the race is actually underway. Serves a bit more of a purpose for the second race. Of course, this is race 1 of 2 tonight. Second one will be reverse grid for the top 12 finishers. And the formation lap in that second race is used to actually get the grid in its correct order. So far this season, we have not seen any safety cars. 2 commentators' curses is the total so far. It's been a fairly calm start to the season when it comes to incidents, but the racing has definitely not been less exciting because of it. As the grid now reaches the final sector, with Ricky at its head.
I think they should be getting too wide right now. All the drivers slotting into position. It's Ricky lined up with Matt. Matt's not the one leading the way this time.
Well, could be after turn 1. We'll have to wait and see. 1 chicane to go until this race is underway. See a lot of different teams represented here in the top 10.
As side by side. And
Which is an early start.
yeah, straight off. Ricky trying to get the jump on the cars behind, does so, but will we see any dives into turn 1? Andrew on the inside of Matt. Matt's leaving the space. As Ricky going very wide again. There's a spin
we got
behind.
A car spun around. It's one of the light blue cars. We'll have to wait and see who exactly that was. It was Eddie. He's had a really rough start. See, it's just an absolute massive bunch of cars in the back. Meanwhile, for the top few positions, Ricky's leading by half a second. Andrew putting pressure on Matt's going around the outside. Warlord trying to come with him. Will they make it 2 or 3 wide? It's just absolutely sending it as Andrew, but he's not able to do it in the hairpin. He might go for a cutback.
That's Ricky going wide again.
Oh, as we have another spinner in the back, it's Jedlin spun around this time. Back to the top few positions. You can see, oh, some people really underestimating that final chicane already. Good chance for Andrew to get back at Matt. That's Matt's going so defensive that you can't even see him on the screen anymore. Warlord sticking to Andrew's path.
Was Matt shoving it down the inside again. Trying to hold his position. Oh, some drivers going a bit wide off track there.
I'm very surprised Matt's managed to hold that position. I thought he was a goner for sure, but proving once again that he is one of the fastest drivers in this league, but now under pressure from the 3 cars behind. It's a very long straight. He's holding the inside once again. He's basically getting pushed by Andrew.
Yeah, it looks like we might see some bump drafting coming into effect. Remember, these cars do have boost buttons, so whether you want to use it.
There goes Warlord around the outside, but is he going too wide to get the position?
Oh yeah, that's a bit too wide, and I think he's got to give up that position.
And that he has. Is Andrew going to be able to take advantage of that as well? They go side by side into the final chicane. Warlord sends it on the brakes, and he's locked up.
Oh no!
And he spun around as well. Massive disaster for Warlord. No longer a rookie. It's his 2nd season at MSR. It was a very good first one, but hopefully, oh, as he's absolutely hopping over the track like a rabbit, down into P14.
Yeah, so far up, and as you said earlier, once you spin on this track, it could be so many positions just lost, just from one simple spin.
Yeah, and that's kind of unleashed Matt. I think he's under a bit less pressure now from the likes of Andrew and Video Gamer Guy further behind. It continues to be a very tight battle. You can see multiple cars going side by side in the back. It's what you might call a vortex back there. Anything can still happen.
Oh, as someone goes through the cones in the background.
Let's go on board with Eddie to get a picture of the chaos. He's recovering from last place. Trying to go around the outside of a whole host of cars.
Well, they're practically 3 wide. Jedlin trying to make the most of it as well.
I mean, this just looks like a camera showing the freeway with how many cars we're seeing here. It's almost impossible to tell who's going where unless we can get a good camera car. So let's go ahead and switch to Escher for that. In that chicane, you can see people going side by side here despite the risks. Meanwhile, the top three remain unchanged. As a matter of fact, Ricky's lead now 2 seconds, which should put him out of the slipstream range for Matt's. And Escher now getting re-overtaken by Exus. Even the people that have spun have managed to rejoin the main pack. You love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, this gaggle of cars here goes all the way from P5 all the way down to P20. They're still all together.
And look, it's interesting as well because Eddie, he's got pretty good pace, but he's struggling to really make a lot of headway here. Still down in 18th.
As we
So
see,
this format definitely giving a lot of people a chance to fight tonight.
drivers going wide or locking up in the hard braking zones. Or not? Are we going to see anyone fall victim to the chicane?
Someone's spun out in the chicane. It's
Oh!
JD. And he's having to wait an absolutely huge amount of time to rejoin safely, which he does. That is most certainly going to cost him.
Still 22 laps left of this 27 lap race. Is that, oh, that's a spin! That's another spin! I think that, is that a Cuckoo? Or...
Not in, well, no, Kodiak sent it around down the inside of Cuckoo. Now Cuckoo trying to fight back who that was. That span, I think that was... It was one of the darker blue cars, but whoever it was, they must have recovered quite quickly because they're now in the mix along with the others. Eddie now up to P15. Matt's not able to make any headway on Ricky just yet, so definitely playing the long game there. Andrew still in the same position as well. Video Gamer Guy starting to struggle a bit to hold on, but still plenty ahead of Ultimate K's, who's under a lot of pressure from Xevious. Oh, actually, I think we might have another Eddie spin. Well, it's not quite a spin, but he's definitely lost out massively, back down to P18. Side by side with Exus now. Into that chicane. You can see another two cars have missed the chicane. Eddie almost making contact with Exus.
Yeah, that
Let's
white
see who's
car
that
as well
rejoining
there.
us. Jedlin that missed it.
That white car very lucky not to hit a tyre barrier, because those tyre barriers will be race enders.
You know, I'm really surprised with the amount of people we've seen making mistakes that none of that so far has been due to a commentator's curse.
Not yet, not yet. I'm surprised that we haven't, with how much is happening in the chicane, I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen a potential safety car.
But yeah, it's people so far seemingly spinning out when it basically leads them to the edge of the track, which kind of puts them out of the way of others. But we definitely saw in practice earlier that that's not always going to be the case. As the fights continue on, Xevious hounding Kaiser for that 5th place. Matt's now having lost a couple more tenths. Oh, hold on. No, something's happened to Ricky. He spun out from the lead. He's down to 3rd. Now, that car does not appear to be damaged. But he is now under threat from a Video Gamer Guy. He's having to fight for his top 3 place now. And that's put him 5 seconds behind the new race leader. That's going to be a tough gap to surmount. And Warlord now in the pits. That is, I mean, that has to be for damage.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, as we see
now we've got another spinner. It's Exus. As you see JD kicking the back of his car through that corner. What on earth is Exus doing? That's one way to rejoin the track without skipping a checkpoint, I suppose. But it has put him now in last place of the cars, still on track. Meanwhile, further up ahead, it's a massive fight breaking out for 8th place between Cuckoo Binding and Arid. Arid letting Binding know about his presence.
2 blue cars gonna be going at it. Does he dive down the inside? He thinks better of it, but he might have caught Binding going a bit wide. No, it's Binding also getting the brakes perfectly there.
That's definitely a tricky corner to say the least. As a Video Gamer Guy now has sent it on Ricky, but has sent it too far and has spun out.
He's lost the rear end. Hopefully he can rejoin safely, but that is very unfortunate. Dropping all the way from P3, P4 down to P7 behind their teammate.
Yeah, I'm sure that Kodiak will not be seeing his teammate very gladly in that occasion. It's trouble now up into 11th. Warlord still in the pits. What is that man doing to his car? Is he just reinstalling the engine or something? As Xevious has now managed to get by Keza, so up into P4 for him. I thought I saw it overtake here. Oh, we do have
I think
a
that's
spinner.
Fennec in the background.
Yeah, that's cost him multiple positions as well. You can see even the slightest mistake will cost you several places here.
Yeah, on paper, I think this track definitely, it looks like such a, I mean, it is a simpler track. Less corners, more straights than last week's Brasilia, which had so many more corners. You had to watch your tyre temperatures. And I think just a lot of drivers being caught out by the bumps and just potentially not being able to see the braking markers.
As you can see, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of drivers will be using each other as braking markers with how the track is. But there's quite the pack behind this here. Oh, hold on. That's JD spinning in turn 1 for at least the second time. And further behind, that's Eddie overtaking Captain for 17th. Overtakes up and down the field. Currently, none ongoing for the top positions. But I think Cuckoo has lost some places here. Jedlin, I think, was been involved in something, or is that Fennec re-overtaking Escher? I think it's the latter.
Side by side go Escher and Fennec. Fennec still though.
Oh, it's Kodiak. Kodiak's down to 15th. So something's happened to our former commentator, as Fennec now sending it down the inside of Escher, claiming that inside space. Escher holding it around the outside. Can they keep it on the exit?
Goes a bit wide, so I think Fennec will have the run going into turn 1. But King Kodiak is here to play as well, as they're potentially
hold on. It's
three
a fight
wide.
for the lead, side by side, just 2 milliseconds separating Andrew and Mats. Andrew had briefly gotten the move done, but Mats has already come back at him. Where on earth has Andrew gone?
So on the inside, Mats going a bit wide there. Andrew barely ahead, but Mats with the inside line going into the chicane thinks better of it.
Yeah, I do apologize for interrupting the 3-car fight, but this is pretty consequential stuff for the lead. It has now meant that, I mean, for one, we have a change of lead, and Ricky's now caught them by about, well, it was a second ago, now it's more like half a second. But either way, this is amazing, amazing news for Ricky, who is trying to chase these two down at any cost, and Video Gamer Guy has managed to work himself back up into P4, so he's dominating in his own group at the moment. Oh, and just behind, it's 3 wide once again. This fight not showing signs of stopping anytime soon. Binding ahead of Cuckoo, ahead of Arid.
Yeah, got that black car absolutely surrounded by blue. Got as we see Andrew going defensive into turn 3, but I think has Matt's made it all the way around the outside there? Oh, he's just off track.
Yeah, he just swooped in around the outside. That's a deciding move there for Mats. It's meant that Ricky might not be gaining as much as he would like, because the more time they spend side by side, the more time he will be catching up to them. Video Gamer Guy now being overtaken by Xevious, but not quite getting the move done yet. No, he has. Video Gamer Guy, though, having a bit of a sniff, enough to make Xevious nervous enough to give him space on the inside, but he's able to just take the racing line mid-corner anyway. So Xevious there with a very nice overtake, and trouble behind them, I'm sure, looking to emulate that if he's able to catch them. Further behind, we can see that Binding still ahead of Arid. Cuckoo down in 9th at the moment. Oh, a massive lockup, yes, and a spin from Arid.
Yeah, potentially taking a Cuckoo with them.
Okay, I will count that as the first commentator's curse, because I said that fight is showing no signs of stopping anytime soon.
I will be sure to add it. Yeah, that is a shame. He's dropped all the way down to P15, so it just shows that one mistake can just lose you multiple positions as side by side go Xevious and Video Gamer Guy. Video Gamer Guy making a mistake earlier on in the race as they go side by side through the chicane here. Oh, I don't know if there was contact there, but it's very, very close indeed.
Yeah, that's very, very fine margins, but I think it's clean enough in my book. Xevious looking to make a move. It's going to have to be around the outside with how defensive Video Gamer Guy is going. Meanwhile, the top two continue to swap positions. 1/10 separating them as Ricky now only 2.9 behind. On board with Mats, chasing down the bumper of Andrew into the second hairpin. We're at the halfway point of this first race.
Heavy on the brakes. But Andrew just holds the inside line, able to keep on slotting ahead. The Moisty Bandit car doing a good job at keeping the, I don't know, the Moisty Boy car behind them.
Meanwhile, Xevious has reclaimed that position decidedly on Video Gamer Guy. It's going to take him a while to close that gap again now, up to 1.3 seconds. Haven't reported on this yet, but Warlord is in fact back on track now, 3 minutes and 20 seconds behind the race leader.
Is that them coming up? I think the leaders might be coming up to a blue flag car. I mean, they're on the same straight. That being said, the straight is very long. As we see, Matt potentially could have gone for a move, decides to stick behind.
Yeah, he might be going, well, I was going to theorize that he was just trying to save some fuel, but that's not very necessary now in these in this sprint race format this season. It's just a straight up push from start to finish. Maybe it's a way to try and stick behind and save tires, I'm not sure, but definitely making sure that Andrew is on his toes. And he can't rest on his laurels too much because Ricky only 3.6 seconds behind this battle. Meanwhile, further behind, we have side-by-side Cuckoo and Baron for P9.
Cuckoo seeming to get the better exit off, but Bernd having the small inside to the right-hand kink.
Just turns to the outside for the chicane, and that's a no-go for Baron. Has to sacrifice P9.
A lot of
Further
drivers.
back, it seems that the battles have separated a little bit, but the top two still only 2/10 apart from each other. Oh, and hold on, has something happened to Ricky? That gap is now back up to 4.2 seconds, so he's made some sort of small mistake, which could hamper his chances to catch up to the leaders again. Only 11 laps left to try and close a 5-second gap.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew and Matt's very notoriously fast drivers, and both two aggressive drivers, so I'm surprised these guys have been this close to each other without at least a minor bit of contact. Not trying to commentate
has actually re-overtaken Cuckoo, but Cuckoo's not going down without a fight. Trying to hold it around the outside here of that second hairpin. Just, might turn into the inside for the chicane. Yeah, Cuckoo just pulling ahead ever so slightly into that corner.
Has the inside line. Bernd on the outside gives up the position. Potentially going to be under attack now from Jedlin. Gets a lot better of an exit from that chicane. On the offensive, back again with Cuckoo. Cuckoo defensive into turn one as down the inside. Fennec on Jedlin. Cuckoo on Burns, and Fennec getting the position on Jedlin. Cuckoo managing to defend from Burns, but it seems like Jedlin might have the push to pass, not even in the slipstream. Oh, as I think Burns trying to help Jedlin get the slipstream as they head into turn 2, well 3 technically.
It's always interesting to see how widely different everyone's braking paths are into that second hairpin. It's I think most people following the same line into turn 1, but that corner could not be different. Could not be more different, rather. As the gap between the top two is once again closed down to just 0.2 of a second. It was a little over half a moment ago. Lots of pressure here on Fennec's shoulders. Let's go back on board with Jedlin in the fight for P10. Jedlin sending it on the inside of both of his opponents. Can he manage to make it stick?
Does so, but I don't know if he's quite got the exit he needs. He's ahead, but he's gonna be.
I think there was a brief overtake there for Mats, but he's had to slot back in behind Andrew. Probably just some very, very different lines into the second chicane. Back to the fight for P10.
Turns, yeah, in that slipstream. Could look down the inside. Does so. Not as late on the brakes as Fennec, who's absolutely sending it.
Yeah, it's tough to keep all cars in a single shot with how much is happening here. Meanwhile, Video Gamer Guy in combat with trouble at the moment in the final chicane. You can see Video Gamer Guy struggling to keep control of the rear end of his car mid-corner, which, yeah, I mean, if you lose it at the end of that corner, you hit the barrier with the rear of your car, you will be losing that wing. So definitely want to keep things cautious there. As you can see, Binding now sending it down the inside of both of them.
As it looks like they might be almost 3 wide on the exit. Video Gamer Guy getting a lot better of one though, and Trouble slotting in behind to try and get as much slipstream as they can to try retake Binding.
Battle continues down the entire straight into the next braking zone, as they all hit the brakes as hard as they possibly can without locking up. See Binding going for a bit of a cutback here, but it's not quite paid off for him. Video Gamer Guy now leading this trio as the 5th position driver into lap 20. Just 7 laps left to go in this race. Ricky showing no signs of catching up to the top 2 anymore. It's definitely a 2-horse race, and if this is anything to go by this season, Andrew may well be on for his first MSR title, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, excluding his mini league win, which was on his rookie season, funnily enough. Yeah, I mean, his first official MSR title, yeah, I think this could be his first.
As Asher currently in the pearly white car chasing down Arid, who is trying to recover from some earlier spins. Further back, we have Captain fighting Exus for what is effectively the wooden spoon. I don't see either of these cars doing anything serious enough to make them get overtaken by Warlord, who's more than 2 minutes behind them. Exus managing to get a move done. Wait and see later if he holds on to that. Meanwhile, Exus's teammate fighting for the win with the one and only Mats VR. Matt's sending it around the outside, maybe looking for a cutback on exit. Not quite.
Gonna have the slipstream though, but I think Andrew might be trying to press his boost button.
Meanwhile, Trouble, I'm sure he'd be pressing an overtake button if he had it. Sending it through the first hairpin. Definitely taking a different line to his opponent. I think further back there's been some movement. Binding now behind Fennec and Cuckoo again.
Fennec stuck on the outside of Cuckoo there. Binding just behind.
Further back, Captain's re-overtaken Exus for 18th.
In the mirror, you can see Burned trying to make a move as they're side by side now, going into turn 3.
Beautiful 2x2 formation into hairpin 2. So a little bit of corrective steering there from Barrett. A little bit of shuffling of the positions going on just ahead. Let's go on board with P11. And I'm starting to wonder if Ricky has some sort of an issue, because he's now 11 seconds behind the leaders. Currently only 5 seconds rather, ahead of Xevious. Does that car have any damage? Or has he just killed his tires? You can see Xevious there in the background, closer than he's ever been. Except for the start.
I mean, hopefully it isn't what Ultimate Kaiser had, because we saw last week, that was a glitch with these cars where you just lose all tyre and grip. So I'm really hoping he does not something similar to that.
As Jedlin now coming out of the pits for what I assume must have also been some pretty decent damage. A little further ahead, Cuckoo still embroiled in a fight with Bernd, giving us plenty of action to look at tonight. 5 laps left in this first race.
Cuts back in, definitely getting a better exit than Burn, but I think once you hit the 4th and 5th gear of this car, the car's steady off both quite easy, and you need to rely more on Slipstream as he looks down the inside. He's been given just enough space. Cuckoo just having to hold it on the outside, gets a massive twitch, goes off track limits, but definitely lost time there as side by side. Now we watch Matt and Andrew. Andrew on the inside, Matt's on the outside here. Matt's definitely looking for a better exit off the corner, does so. Side by side they go again into the final 2 corners of the chicane, and I think Matt might just have Andrew going into the corner, and yes, he does.
Just a couple laps left to go now. Any moves made for the lead will be decisive. Meanwhile, Video Gamer Guy now fighting Keza. That is for 5th position further ahead. Xevious now just within 3/10 of Ricky. So I think your hypothesis there that he might be suffering from something similar to the Keza syndrome, it may well be accurate, as he's now actually made the overtake. Which, yeah, if that's anything to go by, we may well see Ricky tumble to, he may well sink as far down as P8, P9. Still 3 laps left to go. Andrew not giving up though, sending it around the outside of Mats into that second hairpin. Can he hold it around the outside? No, he's going for the switchback. Going for that better exit.
Yeah, it's worked last time on him. Hasn't got as better exit as Mats did last time, but he definitely has one. And I think he's definitely gonna try it.
Mats backs out.
And these two have been absolutely at it all race long.
Meanwhile, Video Gamer Guy with Keza right behind him now, approaching Ricky. Let's go on board with Keza.
It looks like Ricky doesn't have any top speed as well. He seems to be just slowing.
Yeah, that definitely. Well, he's going very wide here as well, so it's, Keza was suspecting it might be a bug related to the suspension, as we've just lost someone from this race. We can clearly see that car seems to be slow everywhere, as Keza now trying to get a double overtake done around the outside of Video Gamer Guy into turn 1.
Hard on the brakes. Very, very hard to get a move done on the outside here. Your car's got to be far enough alongside, as he does make the move, but he's now got to try and defend into the next corner, since Video Gamer Guy is going to be tucked up into a slipstream.
It looks like this car is missing some revs. You can see his RPM, it's 4,700. He's missing over 1,000 revs.
Yeah, what is happening?
So that definitely explains the lack of pace. Now, what explains the lack of revs is a bigger question, but that means that Ricky is now out of podium contention, down to P7 already, still 2 laps to go, as the top 2 continue to battle it out. Matt's putting pressure on Andrew, who's looking better than he's ever been. Oh, further back, I think we have some squabbling going on between Eddie and Arid. I think Arid just losing out on some extra positions there. Further ahead as well, Escher and Barron switching side by side over and over again.
Oh, Barron going very wide there.
And the fighting just keeps on going on. Eddie ahead of Arid for the time being. That means Eddie now up to 14th position. Further up ahead, Video Gamer Guy is still harassing Keza. When he's probably easing the overtake with that kind of overspeed. Almost getting his revs into, yeah, actually briefly going into 6,000 RPM.
Keza though, it's still there behind. Oh, it looked like there was almost contact. I was looking in the rear view mirror from Video Gamer Guy. But it looks like they just both kept it on track as they come through the final couple corners.
There's just one lap left to go now. The top two are on their final lap. Andrew leading Mats down the final straight.
As there is also a back marker battle just ahead of that, so hopefully that doesn't impede there.
And Mats has used overtake. He's managed to get him already halfway down the straight. Can Andrew do anything in the three corners that are left?
As he tries it, it looks like he's trying something down the inside. As Mats goes wide, this could leave the door open for Andrew. Andrew's trying to get the run. He just doesn't quite have it yet. Has the slot up behind Mats. Has the slipstream. Mats going defensive into the final couple corners. Around the outside. Tries Andrew.
Oh, he's sending it.
Oh, and Andrew just not able to hold it on as Mats crosses the line to win race one.
Yeah, and I think that was Ricky there. No, it was not Ricky. That was JD allowing them to put him out of his suffering, finishing in 18th position. Andrew somehow managed to hold on to that car in the final chicane, but it did cost him that precious momentum that he needed if he wanted to win that race. Meanwhile, the fight for P4 continues on as Xevious takes third. Ultimate Keza ahead of Video Gamer God behind them. The two brothers going side by side and making contact in the final chicane. Trouble coming out on top. We'll have to wait and see if that gets investigated later. Binding beating his teammate home in P8 and 9. Barent losing out on that greater fight in general. Comes ahead of Escher though. Meanwhile behind Arid and Eddie still fighting it out. Eddie barely coming out ahead of Arid. King Kodiak in 12th. Ricky in 13th. As Arid there voicing his vehicular displeasure to the barrier at the end of the race. I think Exus and Captain, the last drivers now to cross the finish line. I highly doubt that there was a single lap without overtakes.
Yeah, I mean, what a race that was. It was absolute side-by-side battling pretty much from lap one. Matt and Andrew could not keep each other's front to bumpers off each other. As Matt gets P1, Andrew P2, Xevious P3, Ultimate Kaiser in P4, closely followed by Video Gamer Guy in P5. Trouble and Fennec having that small clash at the end there in P6 and 7. Binding in P8, ahead of Cornicular Cuckoo in P9. Burned in P10. Escher in P11. Other scores, can I remember them off my top of my head now?
Well, we had Kodiak down in P12. I can still see that much on the screen, but yeah, that was quite an interesting battle. Andrew coming out swinging, saying that he and Mats rigged the race, so good fodder for the tinfoil hats later. Trouble explaining his contact between himself and Fennec, saying it should not be investigated, as Fennec backed out and just gave him the position.
Okay.
Getting some more feedback from the drivers as well. Video Gamer Guy and his fight with Keza saying they were on very opposite boost strategies, and that was tough. And it seemed to be the same for the top two as well. I think what really gave him the win there was the fact that he did save that boost for the final lap, and Andrew just had no answer to it. As he now calls for us to thoroughly investigate the Fennec and Trouble incident.
We'll give them points for having some really good side-by-side racing there. Don't quote me on that.
One commentator's curse this whole race.
Yeah, we have done very, very good. I mean, it's round 2 and we haven't had a safety car. I mean, are you guys purposely keeping the safety cars away from me? I can't work it out.
I am hearing the pain in your voice when you say that.
It's upsetting. And just trying to quickly, yes, there we go. Change the
JD saying he actually ran out of fuel, so that's why he was putting himself out of his misery on the final lap.
Oh, that could have ended disastrously if if that didn't work out, yeah, that was, I think, the
I mean,
right
I
thing
think he
to do.
finished like P18, so that is pretty disastrous. I do wonder though if anyone can confirm who the driver is that we lost that session, because it happened fairly close towards the end as the battles were in full swing, so I didn't quite get to investigate who that was.
Now, last week, something we did investigate and discuss was how our content while we're waiting for the race to start could be turned into one of those podcasts and YouTube shorts. And I remember we mentioned the words Subway Surfers. So I took some time, and I must say this isn't my Subway Surfers content. So if it is bad, please let me know. Well, I've got a little bit of Subway Surfers content while we're talking. So those who want to be easily distracted, you've got it here. In fact, I can turn some noise on if you like, but I'll keep it muted for now.
Oh, viewer attention's gonna shoot through the roof now.
Exactly, we're gonna get, I think, double the amount of viewers now watch. But
It's just amazing how you put it over the background racing as well, so people can still see all the poster info. Of course, if you do want to join this series, it's very much possible as a reserve driver, and there seems to be space fairly regularly. But yeah, you can enjoy that gameplay that is definitely not from Nismo because it is way too professional.
But yeah, as it seems to be already working, neuron activated. Says Silent Sif. So yeah,
Andrew,
well,
not impressed with the comments on track limits.
Snitching on track limits. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're on about. What did you say? I was watching Subway. It's working. So, see, this is, maybe I should just put it in the corner of every single, even the commentary, because all we need to do is just make sure maybe people won't recognize how bad we are at commentating if this is just in the corner. I'm kidding.
Now, speaking of Subway Surfers, I saw you just collected an O. What does that do in the game?
I think it's a letter. You have to create like a word, I believe. We're doing commentary
wait,
on Subway
this was
Surfers.
Wordle before Wordle was a thing.
Yeah, I think you collect letters, and that's how you that's how you get it. Okay. But yeah, I think you just have to get. I don't know. I haven't played Subway Surfers in years, to be honest. But all I know is it's very brain rot. Like perfect for our racing drivers.
See, I've never actually played Subway Surfers. When I was little, I played the truly goated game, which was Minion Rush.
Oh, okay. Minion Rush was an absolute banger. I won't lie there. It was I think I got pretty far on the levels on Minion Rush. I think the other one, if you're talking about goated ones, Temple Run's where it's at.
Ooh.
That is, I think that is the OG of.
But was it 1 or 2?
The one has to be
Okay.
one. Two was good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't it wasn't the same as number one. I think number one, just there's something about it. I think in number two you're being chased by one big. Oh, as he's lost it. He's lost it. Oh, we've lost Subway Surfers as well.
Oh no! It's yet another incident.
We watched him get absolutely caught, and then it instantly cut away. In fact, can I put that on a loop? Maybe. As
I mean, I think that just goes to show it's a bit of a metaphor, you know. The Subway Surfers kid, he's walking where he's running where he's not supposed to, and then eventually he gets caught by the big man in the green shirt. You could say that it's all just a metaphor for people exceeding track limits, and that the big cheese with the yellow shirt will come and get you when he sees you.
yeah. That could be definitely the way of describing. Yeah, the MSR stewarding team, coming after those track limit breakers. I mean, this track, I mean, it's very hard to decipher where, but I think as long as you keep it on the white stuff, it will be a okay. As Andrew putting in the in-game chat, damn, this break is too long.
Well, I mean, it's it's a number one break for some, probably a number two break for others. That's we're just giving everyone equal chances here. But I do hope we get underway again soon because we will have to spend some extra time getting the grid formed for that second race as well. I'm sure that Andrew is just impatient here because he sees how well he's doing this season. He wants to go and win that championship already.
Yeah, I mean, let me just quickly bring up the.
So JD's saying he might have been crapping himself mid race.
Escher saying, "Okay, I'll get some diapers."
This is the quality content everyone came here for tonight for the race at Galeao.
Yeah, looking at the driver standings right now, as it consists, ignoring race 1, it's Andrew leading the way, 5 points ahead of Matt, and Fennec in P3, 1 point behind Matt. So the top 3 all very close to each other. Of course, it's only been 1 round, 2 races so far, ignoring the one we just watched. But I think definitely from the looks of it, we might see a Andrew and Matt's championship fight from what I've seen today as well.
Sorry, Nismo, what were you saying? I wasn't paying attention since there's no Subway Surfers to look at anymore.
There we go. So what I was just saying is basically the championship is between Matt and Andrew, only 5 points differing them. I mean, Fennec very close, but we saw how close Andrew and Matt were all of this race. I mean, even bump drafting each other, not going full attack all the time, but bump drafting each other down the long main straight. But I'm curious to see whether we might see some more aggression, since the top 12 are going to be swapped around. So whoever was in P12 is going to start the race in P1, and whoever was P1 is going to be starting the race in P12.
And now, what I want to emphasize as well is strong performances from the rookies tonight. We have King Kodiak and Video Gamer Guy forming a new team, as we've obviously shown you guys. But I mean, I think Kodiak, without his singular spin that he had, I think he would have stuck up there with the rest of them. Video Gamer Guy, despite having a mistake or two, still bringing the fight up there in the top 5. I wonder if that's a sign of things to come, or if this is maybe just one of their better tracks.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's their rookie season, but they've definitely shown pace tonight. I think Brasilia, definitely a good track. Where especially King Kodiak was able to present where his true pace was, but I'm curious whether they're going to be able to bring it again in this second race.
Oh, and Video Gamer Guy pointing out that his teammate Kodiak is in fact on pole again for the second round.
Well,
that is 3 for 3.
I mean, clearly it shows consistency for King Kodiak, you know, getting that P12 in race 1. And if he can do the same performance he did in round 1, then, well, we could be in for another treat of a race, we could.
I mean, we might as well just scrap the rule that P12 gets pole for the second race, because it's been Kodiak every time. In both of the first 2 reverse grid races of the season, it was Kodiak who finished 12th, so he got pole for the second race. But even before we'd settled on that rule, when it was in the preseason race and it was just the actual last place gets the pole for the second race, it was still Kodiak. So I think we should just rewrite the rule to say Kodiak gets pole for the second race.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure none of the drivers would have any complaints there. Especially since he did commentate last season, guys. So if you think otherwise, you're just a horrible human being.
I mean, if the rule had been like that from the start, it would not have affected the season
No,
whatsoever.
it wouldn't have. And well, I find it very funny as well that King Kodiak saying that he did not want to be the one leading, especially in preseason, as we see the guy get caught again. Whoever's doing this content is just really tragic at this game.
I'm starting to think this might actually be your content, Isma.
Oh god, God. No. Next week content's my content. I'll bring some minion rush into it.
Ooh, all right. I'm looking forward to that. As the drivers are now getting their setups and pit strategies ready in case they have any changes to make. Although I imagine any pit strategy will basically just be please repair the car and help me not die anymore. But yeah, the actual car setup still matters quite a bit. But I think Slipstream, all in all, will still be the deciding factor in this race.
Yeah, so just waiting for them to get their strategies ready. The current order that you're
This is an absolute mess of a stream. I'm just seeing all the things changing on the screen right now. Well,
yeah.
it's a bit delayed, but yeah.
I'm trying to remember all my buttons as the order doesn't move away. You are currently looking at the wrong order, as everyone will get into the right order for the rolling start. As King Kodiak leading the way for the second time this season. Third if you count pre-season, but I was not there, so mustn't have happened. Escher behind Burned in P3, Cuckoo in P4, Binding in P5. We're seeing all of the cars being dished out, and oh my god, Fennec properly sliding the car there, trying to get his tyres heated up. I think a lot of the King Kodiak fans are going to be happy with the fact they're seeing their most beloved driver currently on pole position.
And for those fans wondering as well if King Kodiak is just as talkative behind the wheel as he is in the commentary box, he actually revealed last week that he's quite locked in when it comes to driving, so it's quite quiet at House Kodiak for now.
But is Ricky not? He is getting away.
Hopefully we won't be seeing a repeat of his issue from the first race. That was quite unexpected. Looked like he was set to lead from start to finish and win. Eventually made a bit of a mistake, and after that the car just seemed to slip away from him, missing more than 1,000 RPM in that car, and this is very much a power dependent track, so that is not what you want to be experiencing at Galeao.
There seems to be quite a big gap forming between P15 and P14?
P15 and P16 rather,
P15,
yes.
yeah, P15 and P16.
You can see he's already got more revs on the formation lap than he did last race. As the lead driver now makes his way through the final sector. Everyone getting into the formation zone.
Always, I think they're having to stop on track to wait for the other cars.
This will be our best chance tonight to see a safety car. We haven't had any yet this season. It's going to be a very bunched up field for this race.
Oh, I think someone's on the wrong side.
All good, the race has not officially started just yet.
As they are moving, they're going to have very, very cold tyres indeed.
As we can see, the completely clueless car leading the field to the start of the race, going side by side with a pearly white car. Lots of blue behind.
King Kodiak, followed by Escher, followed by Burns, followed by Cuckoo. And when is King Kodiak going to be going? Oh, and I think he's off. Oh, it was a very wide track. Could be Potentially 4 wide behind as all the cars swarming around.
Oh, and there's a bit of tapping going on to the rear of Asher, but he manages to keep the car under control. It's pretty much 6 cars wide coming out of turn 1. Fennec now, our new second place driver. Kodiak keeping it clean, leading by a full second. 3 wide behind.
And this absolutely multicolored, mainly blue, multicolored car fest all coming down. We haven't had a single spin yet, at least not in turn 1, as they head into the second, I think, no, the hardest braking zone of the course. Are we going to see any collisions here?
I think there has been a little bit of argy-bargy going on, but nothing too serious. Still the same leader, Trouble, now in second place. As they go into the dreaded chicane for the first time.
Some drivers hitting the tire barrier there. I think that was JD just clipping the inside of it.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be taking too many risks on the first lap of the race. As we go on board with Ricky, who's worked his way up to 14th. Cars absolutely everywhere. Ricky searching for grip that he doesn't really have. Meanwhile, Trouble in second place, not under too much pressure from Cuckoo at the moment. Fennec, well, actually, okay, yeah, there we go. We have a side-by-side fight here. Fennec and Xevious for P4.
King Kodiak, though, still leading the way. But pretty much most cars going side by side, especially on the straight. Oh, someone going very wide off the track there. That looked like it might have been a shove. The victim being
Warlord going fairly wide there. We haven't seen him having to use too much racecraft last time round because he was in the pits for who knows how long. But he's definitely in the thick of it now. Trouble within 6/10 of the race leader now. Kodiak under a bit more pressure. Just behind, it continues to be a battle for 4th with Xevious versus Fennec. Xevious slightly ahead, trying to hold it around the outside. Fennec sends it down the inside. He's got the position temporarily. Who's that on the inside coming through? That's Andrew up to 4th.
Yeah, that was... where did Andrew come from? That was a mighty move if he just made the move on both of them there.
And importantly, he is up in 4th, while Matt's, his main rival, is currently stuck in 12th. Top 2, meanwhile. Kodiak under increasing pressure from Trouble. Trouble sending it down the inside. Can he brake later without hitting him?
And Kodiak just getting the exit off of Trouble. But they've also got to worry about Andrew behind.
This is on board with Cuckoo going down the inside of Andrew, trying to get that 3rd place back. Can Andrew hold it around the outside? No, he's given up the position.
We're just going over some bumps there. That definitely hindered his exit as well. Now he's got the likes of Fennec on his bumper. Oh, as we see him go defensive, looks like a lot of reactionary moves there going into the first corner.
All fully legal though so far. As Andrew continues in P4 just behind him, he's got a rabid pack of cars. Trouble putting even more pressure now on Kodiak for that first position. He's pulling alongside, I think, with the boost.
Side by side they go. Trouble just ahead, a bit of contact. Later on the brakes goes Trouble. Can he get it stopped for the corner? He's overshot it.
Yeah, so that's lead back to Kodiak. And an absolutely, I mean, if you even make one slightly bigger mistake than that around here, you are going to drop out of the top 10, because just look at that insane group of cars. This Trouble once again sending it on the brakes. Very, very eager to take that lead and drive away from what he perceives to be quite a big threat behind.
Yeah, as much as these two are battling, they do now have a Cuckoo, the absolute brick wall of defense. As I say that though, Andrew trying it down the inside, getting a better exit off that final corner. Can Cuckoo do the switch back?
Yeah, Andrew trying to slip through the cracks of that big wall. And I'd say he's done so successfully. Cuckoo now under pressure from Fennec for 4th. further back. It's a lot of single file of driving for now. Some things happen to Eddie. He's in the back of the pack once again, struggling quite a bit tonight. Back to the leaders we go.
But just behind, looks like almost 3 wide. They went, the two teammates, Binding and Cuckoo, going side by side, as Cuckoo was in P4, if I'm not mistaken, has dropped back a couple positions.
Yeah, and Kaze is languishing down in 16th, as well as Xevious now sending it down the inside of Cuckoo in the chicane. Oh, that's very close to contact. And it
is contact!
Yep, it most certainly is, but they somehow managed to keep the car under control, but not enough control to prevent Video Gamer Guy from slipping through into 6th place.
Goot tries the defense. They're 4 wide going into turn 1. Are they all going to keep it clean? It's going to be very difficult too, as we see.
Oh, beautiful.
I think Xevious backing out there, still 3 wide on the exit.
Meanwhile, Andrew putting a lot of pressure now on Trouble for 2nd position. Goes for that outside line. Could he make a double overtake and take the lead? He's taking a very similar line to the race leader. He still has trouble on the inside. On board with Fennec now.
And Trouble's teammate.
Fennec opting to lift off the throttle a little bit and not go for any silly chances here.
20 laps left in this race, so yeah, it would be quite early, but I've got to say, King Kodiak still in 1st place, and we're almost a third of the way through the race.
Absolutely stunning performance from the former commentator. As you can see, Ricky now fighting it out with Warlord for 7th. Oh, drifting on that outside curb. The fight's not over yet. Although I think he might be using his boost here, as he's pulled ahead of Warlord quite firmly. 2 by 2 they go. Into a massive snake.
Yeah,
hold on, the lead is changing hands once again. It's Andrew sending it around the outside of King Kodiak.
Absolutely looks like he's nailed his brake zone there. And yeah, he's made the move past. As he's
impressive stuff there from Andrew.
Yeah, coming from P2, which was P11 this race, all the way up into 1st. So really good job by him.
And look who else has made a move stick. It is Fennec now ahead of Trouble. Binding and now ahead of Trouble as Trouble spun in the final chicane.
Oh, as I see someone going wide, having to avoid contact, was probably going too wide there. I think that was Matt's. Having to take a very wide line there.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate for Trouble. Was fighting for a win. Now he's fighting for points down in 11th. We've lost someone from this race. I think it might be Eddie. I think Eddie's out.
Oh, and Trouble! Oh,
there's contact
spin behind.
multiple cars. It's
Please,
Ultimate
please.
Keza with Escher. Both off track, having spun round. Just not quite enough to cause a safety car, though.
Damn it! I mean, yes. I thought,
Kodiak now having to defend from Fennec. This is a very, very active overtaking spot, and Fennec is taking advantage of it. I mean, it's really hard to defend in a hairpin like that when you can just take a million different lines into that corner.
Yeah,
Kodiak now hanging on to his top 3.
And he's is this American? I don't think Galeao's Brazilian.
I mean, it sounds pretty Brazilian to me.
Having a very, very wide track. I mean, obviously planes had to fit down. He says, "Oh, that's Exus off in the grass."
Yeah, emergency landing for the Moisty Bandit there. Very unfortunate. It's cost him quite a bit of time. Meanwhile, Trouble is embroiled in a fight with Jedlin, trying to get Jedlin 12 down into P12. As the familiar snake forms on the straight once again. Andrew still leading this race. Not free from pressure, though. In a fight with Fennec, where have we seen that before? Kodiak still holding on to that 3rd. Can Binding get his first podium of his return? It's definitely looking good so far. I think there's been another incident in the back. Who's that off? Is that JD? No, it's his teammate, Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky down to P10.
Lots of action up and down the grid still, though. Everyone within 21 seconds of each other. The gap between... Wait, is there a
safety? Is that safety car?
That seems quite odd. I have absolutely... Oh, and there's another driver going off. Is that JD this time? It is.
I was praying for one, but I don't see any. I see someone in the pit lane. Yeah, it's a safety. Yeah. We've actually got a safety car on the first. I mean, I was expecting.
I just got no clue what caused it, though.
No.
I mean, I was looking up and down the field, and we've got one car in the pits, and that is it. So, I mean, either we just completely missed it, or someone is going to get a hefty penalty after the race.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that P19 has pitted, and I see P20, but I think P20 has disconnected, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, Eddie left the race a couple of laps ago, so it could not have involved him in any way.
So only one driver heavily caused in that incident.
And I'll tell you who is benefiting from this massively. It is Matt's up into 6th position now. That gap between himself and Andrew now quite a bit smaller than it was before.
Yeah, likewise. Fennec, though, before round 2, was 1 point behind Andrew as well, so that will bring him even closer to a potential championship stake.
And someone who will be dreading this safety car, first one of the season, will be King Kodiak. He's managed to hold firm in 3rd, but now he's once again got the entire grid right behind his tailpipe. He does still have his rear gunner, Video Gamer Guy, in 5th place, but I'm not entirely sure if they've made any sort of agreement as to who's going to let who by or who's going to keep who behind. If it does come to that, the Video Gamer Guy has definitely got his work cut out for him, though, with Matt's, of all people, just behind him. So the race will be restarting very soon, I assume. Could well be after this corner. Unless they're going to actually wait for Exus to come out of the pits, but he seems to be there for a long time.
They're waiting.
Oh, Exus is finally moving. So I'm not sure if they're going to actually let him unlap himself. That would be very generous if they do. But it does seem like these cars, whenever they pit, they seem to be there for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be pitting with these cars full stop, I don't think. They're, especially on these sprint races. Yeah, no, I can't believe I'm witnessing it. Oh, you can see that proper crack on the glass there. Hopefully everyone at home can also see it. I don't know if my bitrate is too low or not, but there is a big crack on Exus's window. That has got to be from a heavy impact. I don't know what could have caused that.
Well, his car looks absolutely pristine on my end, so it's definitely something that's involving shenanigans, I'd suppose.
Is he going to unlap himself? Everyone's staying to the left, so they are letting Exus unlap himself to join the back of the pack.
He must feel like an absolute king right now. This is, for a racing driver, it's like having the red carpet being laid out in front of you. Now, I hope he just doesn't torpedo anyone on accident.
Oh.
So he continues to overtake the entire field like an absolute boss.
This is a cool camera angle, though, I will admit. Just,
yeah, it will take him another lap at the very least to catch up to them. So don't expect them to get going just yet. It's just going to be one of the more lengthy safety cars. It's Moisty Bandit in front. It's Moisty Bandit at the back. The whole grid is just one Moisty sandwich at the moment.
As we're seeing people starting to warm up their tyres, so I do wonder, are we going to be going this lap? As
well, they've just now got to turn 1, so it's going to be next lap. But hopefully Exus can actually catch them by the time they get there. I think he should be able to.
As yeah, he is absolutely gunning that thing. Race pace under yellows. Love to see it. Well, maybe Exus not as much.
You can just see revving the crap out of that engine coming out of the sharp hairpin. How hard is he going to push it in the chicane?
I mean, one thing's for sure, his tyres are definitely going to be a lot warmer than everyone else's.
Could this be the big brain strategy that sends him from P19 to P10?
P10? No, P1.
Just, yeah, order him to swap positions with his teammate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's what he's doing is, do you remember the Chinese skaters in the Olympics, where one of them got ahead and fooled everyone?
I've seen that. That was amazing. Yeah.
Is that the situation? I mean, that could. I don't know. I don't think that would work, obviously, in sim racing. But it would be really funny if somehow that did.
You know, I was kind of thinking the same thing, just with him using a Jedi mind trick, like saying, "This is not the lap you're looking for."
This is, as I think he is just going to be able to join the back of the pack. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going racing on this lap. You can just see the cars ahead. I think might need to cut to first place. Are we going? No, we're not.
I hope we don't get a whole extra lap just for that.
I think we are getting a whole extra lap.
Oh.
Because the finish line is literally at the start. Right there, that's the finish line. Very, very close to the end.
Maybe they did this, and this is time to put on your tinfoil hats, ladies and gents, but maybe they did this to ensure that Exus's tires also get cold for at least a whole lap, and that will negate his advantage of having been gunning it for a whole lap.
I mean, I hope so. That would be good, because otherwise I would be like, there's a bit of staff bias here. But no, I mean, obviously not. I think a lot of the MSR guys are too competitive to try and help one of their own out, that's for sure. But
yeah, I do wonder who's going to come out on top on the restart. It's definitely going to help quite a few drivers, as the group had started to split up a bit. And who do you think is going to be the most aggressive on this start?
Well, I think Andrew. I would have said Andrew, but Andrew is at the front, so I think Andrew's going to try hold the pace. I think we might see the likes of Binding, Video Gamer Guy. I wouldn't be surprised if I see them try some lunges down the inside. Matt especially. We have seen him normally drop down at the start, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to take advantage of maybe some of the slower drivers in front.
So you're essentially saying, Nismo, sorry to interrupt, that every single one of the most dangerous drivers on the grid is right behind poor Kodiak.
Maybe, that might be what I'm saying, as I think Andrew is off now. We are green flag racing. Back again, lap 15.
All cameras on. Kodiak has got Binding looking at that juicy inside line. Oh, and he's absolutely sent it. It's not the only one down his inside as well. It's Matt's coming with him.
Matt's as well, yeah. As basically what I said.
Commentator's prophecy. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. As there's Video Gamer Guy going for the move. Matt defends the inside. They're free wide as they're going to come into turn 3/2. As King Kodiak late on the brakes. I think he's locked up though, and I think he's going very wide. Likewise, with Binding, these cold tyres could be providing not as much grip as normal, and Trouble is going up to P5, taking advantage of a lot of the drivers going wide there.
As it's chaos in the back as well. Keza down to 18th, Xevious down to last place, so some bit of contact has happened there, I'm quite sure, as they navigate the treacherous chicane once again. No victims falling on this lap.
Oh!
Further back, Jedlin is spinning out after the chicane, so he must have had something happen with the rear of his car on exit. The top two separated by just an absolute sniff right now. Mats is going to be joining this fight very soon, no doubt. Ricky, I think, has just been overtaken, though he's actually doing the overtaking here, up into 9th. Fighting it out with Warlord and Captain. Further up ahead. We do still have trouble chasing Video Gamer Guy, chasing Binding. Kodiak has dropped off of this battle, so he shifted his positions and is no longer involved. It's now Video Gamer Guy sending it around the outside.
And Trouble try and pick up the pieces like he did on the restart. He's definitely going to get a better exit out the corner.
Just had to kind of get out of the way there. If he'd just taken the racing line, he would have been straight into the right rear of Video Gamer Guy.
Was Binding.
Binding has sent it too deep.
Could this leave them vulnerable to Video Gamer Guy? Video Gamer Guy getting a better exit. Binding goes defensive. Trouble as well with the slipstream. Could look for a move. Oh, could he go for a move down the inside?
He's thinking better of it. Wants to make his move on the next straight with a better exit. He's got double slipstream. Just behind Cuckoo on the attack against King Kodiak. King Kodiak holding strong for now.
As I think the boost button has been pressed by Trouble. He's pushing Video Gamer Guy. Yeah, trying to find any way past him. He finds the inside. Hard on the brakes he goes.
Just behind Kodiak holding the inside line as well. Not quite paying off for Trouble yet. Or is it? He's gotten past Video Gamer Guy and Binding as well. Up into fourth.
Yeah. I think both drivers going wide there. And just allowing Trouble to just hit his brake mark and just pass both of them.
Exemplary moves there as Warlord chases Ricky. He's still in the midfield, but already having a bit of a better race than he was in the second half of one. The top two still very close to each other, Andrew and Fennec. Definitely no strangers. Matt's not quite getting up and close to this fight as I expected. Binding though, taking the fight back to Trouble, briefly reclaimed P4. Now falling behind a bit again. See Video Gamer Guy enjoying all of that slipstream off of Binding's car.
As who's going to be the later of the breakers. Binding on the outside, brakes late. Got Trouble with the inside, goes for the switchback. Oh, and I think that's going to be a textbook move there by Binding.
But it's not over yet. Trouble can still send it down the inside of that final chicane. But he can't quite go for it. He has to slide in between, slides a bit with the rear. Could that give Video Gamer Guy a chance on exit? Just got so much more traction. Is now looking to that inside line for turn one. Trouble trying to cover. Video Gamer Guy actually does back out. Playing it quite cautiously there.
Tries it round the outside. Definitely getting a better exit off the exit of the corner. And is going to make a move round the outside where I was quite surprised to see it. I think Binding definitely helping that move with the slipstream. Oh, but they are still side by side in all matter of fact.
Yeah, it's not over yet. They've been fighting non-stop for several laps now, a little bit further behind, also fighting, breaking out, and for the lead as well. Andrew briefly switching positions with Fennec, who's now being overtaken by Mats, who has joined the fight for the top three, now in second place.
And, I mean, I have no idea who's going to come out on top. This safety car has caused absolute, well, carnage for some of the front guys. Andrew especially, I don't think is going to be liking it as much. As the drivers sliding there, Binding, trying to get away from this group, but Trouble and Video Gamer Guy just trying to stick with him as much as possible.
It seems a lot of people have turn one pretty much nailed now. Cuckoo still not able to get by Kodiak. It's a bit of a gap forming now. Ricky bringing the challenge to Cuckoo now in P8. Ultimate K is swapping positions with Arid now up into 11th. This fight's definitely not over yet, as it's another case of 2x2 down the back straight. A little further up ahead, though, we once again have Trouble into the braking zone. He's gone too deep.
Slides the car a bit there.
Oh, was there a bit of contact there with Kodiak?
I think he just
Oh,
lost
and
the
further
rear
behind,
end.
look at this whole group coming through, all in one fell swoop, almost 3 wide.
Yeah, Ultimate Kaiser, Arid, Burned, and JD as they go 2 by 2.
Oh, and there's been contact up ahead.
Oh, hopefully King Kodiak will rejoin safely. I think that's been between King Kodiak and Cuckoo there.
Yeah, that's quite remarkable. We didn't see what caused that, but very, very unfortunate. Kodiak now down to 13th position. I'm sure without the safety car, he would have been in much more lofty heights as Binding continues to fight with Video Gamer Guy, presumably to the death. But we'll quickly cut back to the fight for the lead as Matt's now putting pressure on Andrew. These two have been fighting it out for most of the evening. Matt's here for the sequel. Fennec has the popcorn in the 3rd seat.
It's both keeping it on track. Andrew, having that inside line, knows what to do on the defense against Matt. He did it for multiple laps in race 1, but to no avail. Can he try and create a different ending to race 2?
We'll have to wait and see as we pretty much juggle the infinite number of fights going on up and down the field. Video Gamer Guy still ahead of Binding, currently in 4th. Trouble dropped back a little bit. Ricky up to 7th. Warlord just behind, looking to overtake him into turn 1. Ultimate Keza down in 9th, still ahead of Cuckoo after that incident. Warlord sending it down the inside now, has overtaken Ricky. Can you hold that spot after the hairpin?
Oh, and that's
Oh,
Trouble!
and that's Trouble spun round. Oh, it's another race.
Oh, and I think that's Arid!
Oh, yep, Arid as well. Another victim of turn 1. I'd said that people had seemingly gotten that one under control. That appears to have been a mistaken statement. It's Trouble now down to 16th from a podium fight. We've now lost another driver as well. Not entirely sure whom, but we're cutting back to the top 3.
Yeah, Andrew being followed by Matt, followed by Fennec. These top
all
3,
just 3/10.
8 seconds ahead of the whole field in an absolute league of their own right now, with, I believe, 4 laps remaining.
I think there might have been another incident in the back. There's someone moving very slowly back there. It might be Jedlin. But the fight for the top 3 for the podium, it takes precedence right now. As you can see, Mats and Andrew both drifting out of turn 1 and somehow still having better traction than Fennec.
Fennec eating up all that slipstream. Gaining.
Enjoying the suck very thoroughly. And you can see Andrew just running out of top speed here. Still holding that inside line. Will Fennec make contact with Mats? He manages to go a little bit wider to avoid it.
I was gonna say, I was very much clutching there. That that could have ended quite scarily. Yeah, Fennec, I think, just missing his braking zone with the overspeed.
Ricky sending it down the inside of Warlord up into 6th position. Further back, we have his teammate fighting it out with Kodiak now for 11th. Escher having access down his inside. Still plenty of action back here for the Wooden Spoon. No one dying in the chicane on this occasion.
Some of these drivers not as confident as the front runners. These bumps can just be so unnerving sometimes.
See Warlord still not giving up the fight with Ricky for 6th position. If they fight a little harder, Keza will try and get involved with that and score some crucial points for this championship, which he is still very much involved in. Fennec once again taking a different line to his opponents.
Oh, and they've both gone a bit wide. That's allowed Fennec to gain on Mats as they're going side by side. Mats just with a slightly better exit. Fennec lifting off.
I think Fennec's mentality here is probably that he wants to kind of unleash Mats, let him take the fight to Andrew, and then when they start rubbing and racing, going side by side, Fennec then tries to swoop in as the 3rd car and take the win for himself. I've used that strategy myself quite a few times. It can very much work out, as we've seen on the Casual Tuesdays, and we'll have to see in Find out if it pays off for Fennec in this Monday race, but that was not the best of turn 1 exits for him.
As 3 laps remaining.
Matt's not very fast on the straight. Might
Fennec.
his opponents be using boost?
Yeah, I was going to say Fennec definitely holding that boost button. Passing Matt. Though Matt's still having that inside line. Fennec.
As Keza has now managed to get side by side with Warlord in the fight for P6. Has the inside line. Can Warlord do anything about it? Not just yet, as Mats has actually lost a bit of time now behind Fennec. This is going to be dream scenario for Andrew. Now 7/10 ahead, nearing 8.
Yeah, second last lap of the race as Matt pressuring Fennec and making the move up the inside. Fennec still side by side with Matt on the exit.
Yeah, this race is by no means over. Still 2 laps to go. You can see Video Gamer Guy there in the background, fairly comfortably ahead of his rivals. Just off of the podium. Now Fennec sitting around the outside of Matt's on the back straight, and they touch before the braking zone.
Bit of contact there, sending Fennec wide. Matt's the later of the breakers, but can Fennec swoop back in? He can. Little Lucy on the exit though.
Little
Still,
Lucy on the goosey.
side by side lifts again as we head from the second last lap onto the final one.
Meanwhile, this is what's going on for now P5 as they've caught up to Binding. It's Ricky versus Binding versus Warlord versus Keza. Binding shipping another position there to Warlord. Could he be Keza's next victim as well? As we'll quickly stay on board for turn 1 and then go back to the fight for the lead. It's now Andrew 1 second ahead of Mats and Fennec. And it's a lockup from Binding. And just up ahead, Ricky spins out on the final lap.
So much happening in just one corner. As I think Andrew 1 second ahead of Matt. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, I think he could have this in the bag. Oh, talk about mistakes! Fennec's made one!
He's still got enough of a gap to stay ahead of Video Gamer Guy, fortunately for him. But that does mean now that it's a 2-horse race through the final corners, this time in reverse order from race 1. Andrew going through the final corner now. You can see nice and carefully, not taking any risks, to win the reverse grid race of round 2.
Yeah, very much redemption day there for Andrew. These top 2. Just
Keza's been hit by
contact!
Warlord in the final chicane. Warlord, I think, is going to be giving that place back. Very fair, of course, but that has cost them both absolutely massively as other drivers continue their fight through the final corner. You can see Cuckoo defending from King Kodiak onto the line. Some people doing celebratory spins there as they cross it. Further behind, the battles continue on. Now this is for 13th rather. Trouble takes it home from Exus from Escher. And this is Jedlin and Captain side by side for the wooden spoon, and I think Captain's taking it.
What a race 2. I definitely want to say, definitely my favourite of the 2 races, with Andrew coming out on top. Well, I don't know what the word is. Having a redemption day, basically, ahead of Matt, though it would be for less points, unfortunately, since the sprint race does give, I believe, 6 less points for first place. Matt's in P2, Fennec in P3, Video Gamer Guy in P4, Binding in P5, Ricky in P6, JD in P7, Cuckoo in P8, King Kodiak in P9, Ultimate Kaiser in P10, Burned in P11, Warlord in P12, Trouble in P13, Access in P14, Escher in P15, Exevious in P16, Captain in P17, Jedlin in P18, Arid and Eddie both retiring in P19 and P20.
So Arid was the mystery retiree in this race. Very unfortunate because he did seem to be involved in a a good number of scraps. But yeah, a lot of drivers that typically are quite on the pace, not able to take advantage of the reverse grid race tonight. So some drivers will be very happy with the points they have managed to score. As we're getting some appreciation in for the fan support in chat. Always nice to see. And we do have our race winner ready for interview.
So let's bring them in.
Welcome, Andrew. You seem to have made it your mission statement to win this season.
I mean, as soon as we get put in the spec cars, it's no surprise that I'm winning it, really, is it?
Now, you finished second in the first race, first in the second race. Tell us about that first race and how you think Mats ended up winning that one.
Well, Mats and I, two big brain individuals, we came to a gentleman's agreement that we just wouldn't fight until the final 5 laps. We both kept our word, got like a 10-second gap, and then we fought, and turns out his brain is bigger than mine because he out-strategied me to win that one.
Yeah, I think we did catch him deploying his boost there. When is the last moment that you were able to use yours?
Mine was on the penultimate lap. I tried to break the toe on the penultimate lap, couldn't manage to do it, and Mats used his on the final lap and absolutely mocked me.
Yeah, trying to break the toe when it's Mats behind you is a very challenging endeavor, to say the least. I don't think anyone's going to fact check or look into this, but how many overtakes do you think happened this race?
Hundreds in both, including both races, probably hundreds.
Yeah, I'd say triple digits.
3 figures.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate answer. I would be very surprised if there was a single lap without an overtake in either race tonight. So that was quite interesting. Now, we did have one moment in the race that seemed a little confusing to us on stream, and that was the safety car. Did you catch what caused that?
Nope.
Or I'll have to answer. We'll have to ask that question to.
I heard a German quizzically asking, "Is that a safety car?" And then Exevius put it in chat.
Interesting. Now I do wonder. Well, I guess if that was an unjustly called safety car, that would then fall on Exevius. So we'll have to look into that later and ask the other drivers if they saw anything. But how much did you enjoy the fights tonight? You had to work a decent bit for it in race 2 as well. You ended up getting it fairly early, though. It's I think mainly due to the safety car that the fight was extended to the end of the race.
Yeah, that was a bit frustrating. I built a decent gap to Mats before the safety car. Fennec was with me, so I was hoping we could just drive to the do what Mats and me did at the first race, but the safety car scuppered those plans, and Mats scythed his way through the field.
And it's not something you can really count on, because that is the first safety car we've had this season. How many commentators' curses do you think we've dished out tonight?
At least 2.
Well,
I was listening, but I can't remember.
It was 1, but it affected 2 drivers, and those were Arid and Cuckoo. So our apologies do go out to you, but I'd say we've been quite tame tonight.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, as we know, your criteria for what constitutes a commentator's curse is very wide. But...
No, I think you meant to say very wise, but thank you for your input there.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, of the airport tracks, is this your favorite one?
I can't remember any other ones.
Cleveland.
Oh no, I've driven there like once.
Oh, good. You're really not missing much. Anyway,
it's just like lots of chicanes.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's by far the worst track ever conceived in human history. But
I think we need to do an airport league.
That would actually be kind of funny. But
airport league in Copa Unos.
Okay, can you imagine policing the track limits if we did it in the trucks?
Yeah, who were the naughty boys? Because at the front, everyone was fairly well behaved.
Well, I think in quali, some of the front runners seem to be using the in-game track limits rather than the ones suggested by the stewards.
Yeah, I might be in trouble there. I I didn't bother reading the announcement. I don't know what they were.
Oh, that's
And
that's gonna be. I mean, it might be in your best interest if you are in contention for winning this season to do a little bit more reading this time.
I don't know. I went into the practice server, then I waited until like Matt's or Eddie was ahead of me. I was just following what they were doing because I assume they know what they're doing.
As long as you kept it on the white stuff, that's okay.
The white stuff.
The white concrete rather than the dark concrete.
Oh, everyone was going onto the dark concrete on the back straight.
Well, if everyone gets penalized, nobody gets penalized.
Exactly.
So we'll have to see what the stewards end up doing in the end, because it is definitely not an easy situation for this track. But thank you very much for coming on, Andrew. I'm not sure what those noises are that I just heard, but I do look forward
to. That's a cat. That's not me.
That's a real. Oh, okay. So the cat is his real secret to winning, everyone. But thank you very much for coming on, Andrew, and I look forward to seeing you fight for plenty more podiums. It seems like you're in the running this time.
Yeah, hopefully. Good to have you back, Nismo.
Thank you. Good to see you racing at the front. Well,
Next
I guess
up.
that solves the problem of if you want to win races, get a cat.
Next up, let's bring our P3 finisher for that second race, Fennec.
Hello.
Welcome, Fennec. That was pretty much a race-long fight you had there for the podium in the end.
Yeah, it was a good one, but I think the issue with having synchronized boosts is that it makes it a bit hard to overtake people. Tried something on the last lap, but as you could probably tell, it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, and we did see you have a chance to stay ahead of Mats at some point with maybe 1 or 2 laps to go, but you ended up giving the position to Mats. Was that so he could attack Andrew for you?
It was more just because I couldn't keep him behind. Slipstream was relatively important on this, so just getting a better exit and having Slipstream was enough to get past other people. But in essence, having the boost made it more difficult because the straight was long enough that you'd top out and hit the rev limit. So it then made it more difficult every other lap.
Yeah, we definitely saw it had quite a strong effect. Speaking of things that had a strong effect on the race, safety car was called for the first time in the season. Did you see what caused that?
Nope. I was, as you noticed, in the fight for the podium, and I don't know what happened.
It does remain a mystery. The only clue we have so far is that a German voice asked if anything was a safety car, and that it was then called by Xevious, but I'll have to wait and see if anyone knows exactly what happened. Now, your first race, you spent a lot of time in the midfield fighting with trouble at the end. Can you tell us a bit about that race as well?
As you two especially might expect, I didn't do much practice. And although I think quali went all right, and actually my pace in the race decent, for a lot of the race I was on a brake bias that was slightly too far back, so I was struggling with stability in some of the hard braking zones. So I made a couple of mistakes and span. So it was a story of yo-yoing backwards and forwards with overtakes and then spinning.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw plenty of people make mistakes, spin out and stuff, but generally they were able to just rejoin the main fighting pack, and I think that meant that very few people had a lonely race tonight. Do you think short tracks are better for these cars?
They certainly have their advantages, and it certainly makes it quite fun, especially with its own little challenges on a track like this. But I don't know if better is necessarily the right word. The last track, for example, was quite fun and suited these cars well. But for racing, there was definitely different a different strategy, I suppose, with the racing.
That is for sure. Now, if you had one tip that you could give viewers in the audience for racing at airport tracks, what would that be?
Expect bumps. They're not flat.
Yeah, it's definitely not all tarmac is flattened equally. So thank you very much for coming on, Fennec. And I think you're
do
also in
have-
quite a strong position so far this season. So looking forward to see where you can end up.
I do just have one final question for Fennec. Nothing about this week's race, but next week there will be rain conditions. I know you don't do much practice, but
Yeah.
what is your opinion on taking these cars out in the wet?
It should be fun. I don't think I've ever driven it in the wet, so I don't know how it handles, but I will give it my best shot, I guess.
See, I would say it's the glass is half full kind of a statement, but considering it's going to be raining, that glass is probably going to be overflowing at some point. So
Yeah, exactly.
With puddles.
appreciate the enthusiasm, and I do look forward to seeing that wet weather performance from you. So have a good one.
All right. See you next time.
Goodbye. Next up, I will let you pick the driver to interview, Nismo.
Oh no, choices. We got Binding, Cuckoo, Video Gamer Guy. I think Video Gamer Guy had quite a good race tonight, so I say why don't we bring him in?
No, Mikey, no, Mikey, that was not right.
I may have forgotten to turn that off. I do apologize.
What an
Timing, my
intro.
word.
It
Just for
wasn't me this
context-
week.
Yeah, just for context, what was going on in the ready for interview room that you were playing that when we pulled you in?
That's just what happens when you drag me around now on Discord. I put it
Oh,
on for
okay.
a laugh. It's like a noise when you enter rooms.
Oh, interesting. That's a form of self-defense on Discord. I can't say I've seen that before.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of self-defense, you did quite a bit of attacking and defending tonight. Two very strong races. You ended up in fourth for that second one. Tell us a bit about your highlights tonight.
I mean, there was so many I can't even really remember what happened in race one, to be quite honest. Race two, I think part of me wishes the safety car didn't happen because I had a nice gap and it would have been a very easier race. But I can't even remember what place I was in before the safety car, so I may have gained because of it. But yeah, two fairly strong races, a couple of mistakes here and there, going a bit deep into turn two, the big chicane at the end of the straight. But I think everybody made mistakes around this circuit, to be quite honest. So yeah, nice racing.
Yeah, and I mean, it did seem to be very competitive from your end, especially. I mean, you did a pretty decent job in the first round, an even better job tonight. I mean, you finished just off the podium. Can we expect podium aspirations for next round, or are you thinking that this is as good as it might get this season?
No, I specialize at straight lines. This one has a lot of those. I put a lot of work into the setup on this one, and a bit of a practice race that Nismo may or may not have seen. But other than that, it's one of those tracks where you're always going to be close. This one, there's less to focus on to get wrong, so we'll see on the other tracks. I mean, there's some deadly street circuits coming up.
Yeah, speaking of deadly, next week is actually going to have rain. So do you have any sort of setup tips to give people for rain races?
Well, that would be giving away the secrets, wouldn't it? To be
Tip
honest,
one, get yourself wet weather tires.
exactly. Run on the ones with the grooves in. That's to start. I've not even sort of looked at driving the cars in the wet or anything, though. I do like how AMS2 does slidey cars, like the M1 Pro car and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see.
So just to quickly cut in there, it's not only gonna be medium rain, but it's also gonna be storm in qualifying. But we've got a first time ever for an official round, excluding preseason. But for race one, it's gonna be random weather to start off the race.
I'm just really hoping that AMS2 doesn't add in the snow function before then. Because if that launches and we get snow, I think I'm just going straight on at turn one, quite frankly.
See, there's another game that was released almost a decade ago that did in fact come with a pre-installed snow feature, but I won't be naming it on this occasion, just saying.
It doesn't start with a project and have some cars in it, does it?
I'm not giving any additional hints, unfortunately. But I do have another question for you, video gamer guy, and that is: did you see what caused that safety car?
I saw little bits, but it was more like a blur in passing / in the rearview mirror. I didn't really see what went on, to be quite honest. I was more focused on not hitting the tie bales.
Yeah, the more we hear about this nebulous incident, the vaguer it seems to get. So that's still well, most of the interview is done now, and we still have no clue what caused the safety car. Hopefully, we'll have that revealed by the end of it. Now, how much practice did you put into this round? Because as you said, it is mostly straight, so there's not that much to practice for. But you did put quite a bit of work into the setup.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably an hour and a half or so, and then did a sort of 10-minute race just to get a feel of the boost, and that's about it, to be honest. To be fair, these cars seem to be similar setup for most of the tracks. I think I'm giving away secrets here, but I think the rake of the car on this track was probably the biggest thing that changed versus some of the other tracks. So,
Oh, fascinating.
yeah, well, if you're at less of an angle, you've got less of a hole to punch in the air theoretically. It seemed to
'cause,
work.
Yeah, because I remember in the preseason round, I just for the heck of it tried to go from minimum to max rake, and I immediately died in turn one. So it didn't seem like a setting that I should be changing very much in this car.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, you could get away with straight lining the braking zones for the big corners in this.
Mhm.
So you weren't trail braking, so you're not going to have that looseness of the rear end if you're raising it up, etc. Equally, you could get away with a brake bias that was more towards 50, let's say. Not quite that far, but I'll not give away all my secrets, but making the rear end work for it. I think the biggest problem I had was tire temps on the rear end, obviously with the acceleration zones and the braking on the rear as well. Just want to keep an eye on, but
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why people are struggling in that chicane as well. If you have to hold on to the rear with overheating rear tires, it's not the easiest thing in the world. But some very insightful replies from you there, video gamer guy. I just have one final question for you for this interview, and that is: how much are you enjoying your first season of league racing so far?
very much so. I must admit, I thought I'd peaked last round to get a P4 and a P5 this round. Very nearly catching Fennec when he span on the final lap. I'm quite impressed, especially with the caliber of the people that are racing. So yeah, it's good fun.
It's same for us to be watching it. So thank you very much for coming on, video gamer guy. You have plenty of support in the live chat as well, and I'm looking forward to your next performance.
Thank you very much. See you next week.
Have a good one.
Well, I see two people that it's been a very long time since we both brought them into a VC together. So I guess I'll grab Binding, you grab Cuckoo.
Let's go.
Oh God! I was just we were just talking to Andrew. He just kidnapped both of us all along.
Oh,
and
he's got
like,
us.
No, he's gone into the other chat.
What have you done?
So, what kind of secret things were you two discussing with Andrew in there?
Mostly shit posting about.
I think we were mostly talking about how badly he fucked me into the second hairpin.
Ooh, what happened there?
He just sent it from downtown.
So is that a potential report we're looking at?
No, he just did me completely.
It's adultery, and it's sad.
I thought I might have been reporting Ricky, but it turns out we just both had the same idea and tried to do the same thing in the same corner, and then, 2 into 1 didn't go. Because I wanted to go down the inside of Kodiak, he wants to go down the inside of me. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, we just had a bit of a pile up in the chicane.
Yeah, definitely seemed to be very chaotic in the middle of the pack. We did see, though, a lot of people spinning out and still being involved in the main fight as the group still stayed quite close-knit together now. Binding, I think you got the strongest result so far since your return. Is it just this track, or are you just this good?
I do not understand what's going on. I mean, I feel like I was competitive last weekend in preseason. I just got unlucky in those races, I guess. in contrast, I got really lucky in this race because
He's so good, it's thrown him into an existential crisis, and he's not quite sure what's real anymore.
no. In contrast, I got pretty lucky in this race because of Ricky spinning and Warlock and K's murdering each other.
Was that what caused the safety car?
No, that was at the end of the race.
So, did any of you actually witness what caused the safety car? Because this is the final interview of the night, and we have yet to find out who or what caused that safety car.
Mia, you
I'm still on the game. I'll fire it up. Move on to another question. I'll get back to you.
All right, Binding. How many beans have you had since your return to the league?
I've not had any beans.
I thought we could get away with not having a beans question. Obviously.
Well, I mean, Cuckoo was just demanding an instant question. I had to just throw that in there.
Look.
You know, it's a strong question though, isn't it?
I haven't had any. I
I
probably should eat more beans because fiber is good for you, and I don't want to die of colon cancer before I fucking destroy this game.
I don't want to flex, but I did have beans for dinner tonight.
You motherfucker.
I've
Anyway,
not even had dinner yet, so you're ahead of me.
Hey.
Right, here we go. I'm riding on board with Eddie. Let's go.
Can you stream it me so I can see? I know these two.
I'm still in VR, so it might be a bit nauseating if I do that.
I can bring it on the what
no,
time?
Binding can handle it. He hasn't had his beans yet.
Okay, I'll do it. Sod it.
Let me
Right,
as well
gentlemen,
bring that
let's
on the
see
stream.
what happened.
It didn't make the noise.
Yeah, we
That's not
can
too bad.
see.
Oh, this is an amazing view.
Look up a little, Mia.
Oh, too far. Let me
keep
put that on the
that.
stream for everyone to
Yeah.
see.
There is
there we
the
go.
there is the death.
Okay, let's witness this, boys. We got, was that Eddie?
Oh, he's
Oh,
quick.
no.
He's quick.
Oh,
Is that K's or?
Is that-
there's
And then
Kay.
someone went in the back of him. Who went in the back of him?
I think
Max?
this wasn't the safety car, was it? I think this was.
I think this is pre-safety car.
Yeah,
Oh,
this.
okay.
No, it is.
I rode on board with Eddie because Eddie ended up retiring.
Oh yeah, Eddie
Eddie's
retired
right?
quite a bit before the safety car.
Did he? I
Did
thought
he?
he retired in the safety car.
No, it was during the safety car. We were in
Was
the
it?
safety car. Yeah, it was. I remember because I was complaining about access.
Oh,
It was a slight gamer moment with the throttle.
okay.
Don't tell Exus.
Oh, and he, okay.
That looked like a bit of a rage quit.
Right, Exus was in the pits as well, so let's ride on board with Exus.
Exus,
Or was
if you're
that it in
listen-
front of us? Hang on.
Exus, if you're listening to this, I love you. I'm joking about complaining about you. Forgive me, my brother.
I think it was on lap 20, I believe.
I don't have lap numbers.
Up the top left where it says where Andrew's name and it says lap.
Oh, does it? Oh, it does. Oh, what was that?
It was like lap.
Oh,
Oh my word!
Oh well, stream's banned, boys. I thought the foam on the beer
Holy
was something else
shit.
for a moment.
he hits the barrier and then gets mounted.
By that car of all things.
And
we
I'm
need to
banned
ride
on
board with
YouTube.
no-
No, I'm kidding. Oh my god.
It's a
Fucking
strong overtake. It's a very strong overtake.
That is the undercut of the century, I
Oh
think.
my god.
We're taking the come to cut a little too literally, boys.
Okay,
I-
right. Sorry, it was in front of me, actually. I remember now. It was this up here, right?
Ooh,
'Cause This is
okay.
me here, right? This is in front of us. Let's go
The
with
big
that.
reveal.
For what it's worth, I feel like I could have gotten a podium this race.
Oh.
If I got the...
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah,
the
that's
car.
free
so
cars,
The safety
yeah.
car is justified.
That's a-
I shouted no when I heard the safety car. Because that was my entire gap. My race plan was to just overtake Kodiak and run. What am I
was quite
watching right now?
insane.
That is just the optimal racing line. I don't
That
know
was
what's
Ricky again, was it?
That'd be hilarious.
Was it Exus in the pit lane though? He must have just had some stuff to
Exus
repair
was in the pit
anyways.
lane. No, he was the one we were waiting to unlock.
It's literally like 2 into 1 again. He wanted to get the overtake done, and then Xevious was coming through like a freight train, and that's the second time it's been a 2 into 1.
It's diagonal lines, if you ask me.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you gotta learn to just give up on an overtake because someone's about to absolutely annihilate you.
Should we get a camera from further away? Hang on.
Oh god, she's gonna move in her bedroom.
Imagine if we could get the helicam from Cuckoo's VR.
Ooh.
Staring at him as he just gets sent
Oh,
to
that's quite.
space.
Oh, that's quite. Oh, that makes me dizzy. That's not.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Escher's in the ready for interview channel. Are you guys gonna do them or?
I just can't get over the vicious mounting that X has suffered.
Well, I do think
So
we've
funny.
learned quite a bit from this double interview. I guess one final question for me to you two is, are you looking forward to the rain race coming up?
No!
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Bring it
And
on.
rain
I normally run well
and
in the
random
rain,
weather.
so
I do the rain. I've had enough rain in England. I wanna.
Well, thank you very much for the very educational interview, and my word, that was quite the incident indeed. And I think
That
we'll be
was
seeing the both of
quite
you
the
again
mounting.
next time.
that's
Indeed, you will.
quite high.
Where is Ricky's wheel?
Don't question it. It's fine. It's just it's because I was in cockpit view and then
Is
walked
he-
out of the car, so it's
Is-
not
i- i-
rendered.
Is he like Flintstoning it with his feet or?
Maybe. I can go into slow mo. Actually, hang on. Let's do that. For
Yeah.
science, do you understand?
Are we just kidnapping the interviewers now?
Yeah, we are actually.
What's
We've
in
been
the-
We're just gonna get the optimum angle here of the incidents.
Yeah, this
So
is
there's
a
there's
Discord
tyre wall
exclusive. It
there.
seems.
Ooh, absolutely sent.
I'm
Good
starting to-
lord.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why you needed to go repair. Jesus.
Yeah, that will do it. I mean, not just barrier, but the vicious mounting that
Oh,
followed
see,
it.
I've just realized as well. Yeah, we had a safety car, and it wasn't even any of the safety car involved drivers that ended up pitting.
That's true, actually. That's quite funny.
Yet another thing that we've learned tonight. But thank you very much to the two of you for coming on. And we'll have to drag in one final soul in here for tonight.
Yes, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's good to hear you again, Nismo. We missed you.
Oh, thank you. I do
So
that.
welcome back.
Did you
Apologies
see?
that I wasn't at pre-season or round one. I was in Canada.
That's,
came
I
back
wasn't even
nervous.
at pre-season, so that's okay.
Okay, there you are. It all cancels out then, really,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I had to do an interview on my own last week, Mia. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm very sorry. I'll try not to let it happen again.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Canada, but we'll have to see you next week.
Yeah, drag Escher in here before he starts crying.
Welcome, Escher, for the final interview of the night. How was your evening?
Like my racecraft was okay, but I got unlucky. I got spinned twice, got dived into the inside. Someone lost control and spun me, and I lost a lot of time because of that. Otherwise, I didn't make many mistakes. Otherwise,
And
yeah.
where were the most of these mistakes happening? Because there were not really that many corners around this track.
Yeah, the chicane, I nearly ran to the tire wall. I locked up the brakes,
Ooh.
but I saved it, and I didn't take anyone with me. But only once. I expected to have much more problems, but I drove
And-
quite well.
Going into that chicane, I mean, we did see a lot of people make mistakes there. What was the scariest part? The barrier on the inside or the barrier on the outside?
I would say the entry, because you often go in way too fast, and it takes a while for your brain to adapt just to go in slower. I don't know, maybe because of the bumps, it's a bit deceptive, and just go in slow and go early on the throttle on the exit. That's much easier and also quicker, at least with my setup, with my skill.
Now, seeing as you've been involved in quite a bit of the midfield action, you've seen quite a few people out on track tonight. If you had to give out a Driver of the Day award, who would you give it to?
I don't know. I mostly focus on my driving. I don't know.
Oh, you could have just said your teammate. You know, I'm just saying.
I mean, I just say my teammate, because he got killed on race 2 by trouble, and he was quite angry. There were some hard words in the voice chat. But yeah, it
we
happens.
Yeah, we definitely saw some unavoidable murders in the race tonight, particularly in that view that we had in the last interview. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a track where everyone stays close together and you have a bit of more risk of contact than usual. I think there was probably not a single lap without an overtake. Now, some of the upcoming races are going to be a bit more challenging when it comes to the conditions. How well do you think you'll be able to drive this car in the wet?
I have no idea. I haven't practiced in the rain yet. I have no idea.
Do you have a favorite track to drive in the rain? Doesn't have to be on the calendar.
I just like rain overall. I thought about which is a. I think it's interesting. It's just you know, like some guys are just very good, like with the same conditions, and I think I can be a bit quicker than others maybe because I drive a bit slower overall anyways, and I think this might help me in the rain.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you there, Asher, because in quite a few of the cars in this game, I feel like I've got practically zero mechanical grip. And in the rain, nobody has mechanical grip, so they're all driving on my playing field. So I very much understand what you're saying there.
That's what I mean. Track for rain. I just say Nordschleife. It makes it even more crazy.
Oh yeah, it has been a hot minute since we've had an official Nordschleife race over at MSR, but I think we're overdue one. We should definitely have one of those again.
Yeah, maybe next Christmas.
Well, talking about overdue, I noticed your livery is still white. Will we expect a livery in the next race potentially?
You have to talk to Eddie about that. I haven't made a livery this time. I put that in the hands of the MSR crew. And I'm so disappointed that I couldn't race in the livery. No, I don't care. I don't see it anyway, so it's fine. It's Eddie has probably something else to do. Like it takes a lot of time. I took a look into the livery template for this thing, and it's so complicated. It's I guess this car model is much older, the Copa Montana, and how the livery is built up with all the layers is quite weird, and I just didn't want to bother with that.
Yeah, definitely a big appreciation to the people that do make the liveries for the league. It gives us something to look at, and it's definitely a bit of effort that does go into that. Now, I have one final question for you, Escher, and that is, there are, of course, different genres of tracks in the racing world. You have purpose-built circuits, you have city tracks, and you have these airport tracks. Which of those three do you generally enjoy driving on the most?
Purpose-built. I mean, city tracks can also be interesting, like Long Beach. But yeah, those airport tracks, it's a bit weird. It's very hard to make out a breaking point and also the apexes. If it's just like cones, you know, it's hard for your eyes to really see the apexes, and airport tracks are also always flat, completely flat, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that is one of my many criticisms of Cleveland as well. It's a bit less extreme around this track, but definitely still something to take into account, especially when we weren't able to lock the cones in place when those would disappear. So I mean,
yeah, for an airport track, was fine. It reminds me a bit of Norrisring. If you know that track, it's a street course in Germany. Like DTM drives on there. It has also a chicane and also two hairpins, so it's a bit similar.
Well, maybe the devs will decide to add it to the game one day, and the viewers can see that track as well in all of its a double hairpin glory. Now, thank you very much for coming on, Escher, and I hope you have slightly better luck next time. But definitely glad they're enjoying the cars and the conditions.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had a completely clean race, and this time I got spun by others. But the other, I don't know, 6-5 races, I always made some mistakes, and I hope next week everything will come together and I have no incidents and no mistakes.
Well, we'll definitely be there to report on it when it does or doesn't happen. So thank you very much, Asher, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for moderating and to commentating. Yeah.
Always good fun.
Have a good night. Alright, so that leads us to the end of the interviews, and you know, for an airport track, we've had quite a bit of overtakes. Absolute slipstream fest is what I can describe that race as, but that didn't take away from the action at the front. Andrew and Matt's properly going at it, but I'm curious to see what tickets are going to be raised, whether we're going to see some track limits or whether we're going to see just some normal side-by-side. I know a lot of drivers unhappy about some of the dive bombs and some of the maneuvers made, but that will be all decided on Thursday evening. But until next time, guys, it's been great commentating as always, and we'll see you next week for round 3 for some wet weather racing.
Good night, everyone.
They're off. Green flag racing. Matt's getting an amazing start. Ultimate Case actually catching speed, napping. Matt getting the jump on his teammate down the inside. Necron losing to Cuckoo on the start. Can he pressure Dino into a mistake? Dino goes too wide and extremely close for P1. And is this going to be Jedlin going down the inside? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that's a spin. And there's another safety car. Oh my god, this carnage.
Jedlin and Kaze are both in the pits. Fennec, Exus, and Diener all coming in as well. It'll be very tight if he still wants to make it to the back of this pack, but in the meantime, we do have everyone out of the pit, so we're probably going to get going on this next lap. We are, in fact, restarting now, regardless of that incident.
Okay, he's looking for that undercut. Does he get it? It looks like he might do that side by side and very close together. Cuckoo looking for that inside line on Jedlin ahead. Going into 130R, but they're going to be wanting to go fully defensive into the chicane of Casio Triangle. He's going to end up finishing in P1, crossing the line. Greenlink's going to cross the line. It's going to be Ultimate K's across the line.
Gilish comes across the line to win his second MSR title.